Didn't someone do the math of like if you had like the thing that gives you? I'm drawing a blank on the name. Pours unending amounts of liquid.
Alchemy jug.
Yeah. Into like a bag of holding. How many gallons of mayo can you hold at a time?
I hate that so much.
Enough that you don't want the answer to that.
Enough mayo speak. Last we left off. Last we left off, Little Spirit had escorted you to the coast of Highsail, or to the coast of the Highlands, where she left you to make your way to the city of Highsail. Once you arrived there, you scaled the wall and featherfalled your way down into the city as night fell. As you were walking the streets, Izzy noticed that there was an odd stillness to the city. Normally at this time, a city like this would be bustling. This would be the time that people are going about most of their business. This is like prime time to be out and about. But as you're making your way down the streets, you realized that there was no one outside. Everyone was inside. There were no lights. Doors were shuttered. Windows were closed. It was ominous. And as you're walking, you heard the sounds of, Ihaya, and you noticed the brief moment in which the tower that you can only assume the Artificers Guild tower kind of sparked and lit up for a moment. And briefly after that, you could all hear the sound of metal appendages rapidly hitting the ground and heading in your direction. Sounded as if it was like a wave of them, as if they were just kind of going out in every direction. Some headed toward you. You managed to duck into an alleyway and avoid being detected. And while in said alleyway, from behind you, Ahaya also noticed the approach of a figure who, once stepping out of the shadows, was revealed to be a tiefling male with immense wings and horns and striking red hair. He warned you that this place was not safe to be in and escorted you down into an underground waterway where a boat was waiting. Choosing to trust this stranger, you all got in the boat, and he kind of, using his wings, pushed the boat at a very rapid pace to destinations unknown. That is where we left off.
And he was singing. That's Amore.
I don't remember him singing.
Yeah, he was ringing. Yeah.
I don't think that
Just so you know.
No,
it's canon.
So what are you all doing?
Being afraid and in a boat. Is he like paying any mind to us on this gondola ride? Is he?
You do notice anytime that you kind of like look back at him, he's looking at you.
Specifically me. Oh.
Yes. But he's not saying anything.
I'm gonna look over at Ahaya and give him a puzzled look. Like, are we okay?
And I guess you would have recognized him, Israna, but Chatter and Ahaya, give me a... How do I roll for memory?
Wisdom, isn't it?
I guess just tell me if you think your character would recognize a face that you saw in Altea.
If it's just a random passerby, probably not.
This was someone that you fought in the tournament.
And you saw him in the dream sequence.
But
apparently,
they may not have noticed that. That was
fair enough. But I'm saying, like, what if their character would remember that dream sequence?
This is true. But Ahaya was not there for that.
Yeah, Ahaya wasn't there for either of the things.
Wait, Ahaya wasn't there for the tournament either. So Ahaya, you have no idea who this is. Chatter, you might recognize him if you were paying attention during the tournament.
I suppose that he might have the potential to have remembered.
Do you want to roll for it?
If you want me to.
I mean, you can roll a wisdom check.
Okay.
Maybe he has remembered.
It is possible. Okay, you know who this is. Yeah, you remember this guy as the warlock you fought during the tournament.
He's not gonna say anything, but maybe like occasionally give a glance back, like the kind of like a little bit of side eye. Although that might be hard to tell given he has bird eyes.
You would also notice that he has been kind of not taking his eyes off of Israna.
And I did fully remember that he was from the tournament as well, right?
Yeah, you remember him from both instances.
I'm gonna turn and be like, so what happened to your friends that we met? The guy with the turtle and
I don't know them. We were just signed up at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Hope they're okay, but I flew away.
Yeah, were you there for the Altea thing?
Yeah. Like I said, I flew away. Right before everything went kaboom.
Izzy plays with her tools a little bit, fidgeting around. So what brings you to Highsail?
I'm from here, actually.
Oh, me too. Where'd you grow up? Anywhere I know?
I grew up near the docks, kind of on the western coast.
Oh, okay, well.
Just north of Liar's Wharf.
Oh, I know it well, but it's a big city, so probably never met. Other than when we fought you guys. And I just want to apologize. That wasn't really me who was shooting your friends or your comrades. It's a long story.
I mean, what are you apologizing for? It was a tournament. We were supposed to fight.
Yeah, but I felt bad. She was kind of mean about it.
I'm not very nice either.
She called you names, and yeah, that's fair.
I apologize for not having met you in the past. There's a shared history I'm unaware of. You seem very interested in my friend.
You notice kind of... Do you have a high passive insight?
Yes.
You notice that when you kind of call him out, his eye kind of twitches a little bit. But other than that, there isn't a visible reaction.
Looping back to what Izzy had just said, I'll turn to Izzy and go, I believe we are as safe as we can be in the circumstances.
Well, we can hope, right? I mean, I don't like any of this, but when did I like anything to begin with?
Now, you have said this is the city where death awaits at every corner, and it seems as if, for the moment, we are not in immediate peril. So that is a step in the right direction.
Hey, wing guy?
Yes.
Is there something I can call you other than wing guy?
Dia, for now.
I'm sorry, Dia? Like DEA?
DIA, yeah.
DIA, gotcha. Oh, okay. Do you happen to know anything about the giant robotic spiders, or...?
They call them the Night Wardens. They enforce the curfew.
Who put the curfew on? I thought that nobody was kind of really in charge these days.
That's the image that the Mechanist likes to give out to the rest of the world. So chaos. Controlled chaos to make it look like there's no one in charge, but for the first time in Highsail's history, there actually is.
The Mechanist?
Yes.
Any big names I would know, or is this a new person?
No one knows who he is. No one can access the tower but except for his most trusted crime lords. But he runs things from the Artificer's Tower.
And what are you doing? Transporting people out of his watch, or is this your regular job?
I don't do this normally. I was following you, actually. Figured I could help.
You were following? Why? She kind of tenses up a fist, afraid.
I wouldn't want any harm to come to you.
That's a relief, but why? Do you know something I don't?
I don't think you're ready to know that yet.
Oh. Fuck this guy, man.
Despite the appearances of being nervous, I think you will find my friend more tenacious than you imagine.
Oh, I'm well aware. I know her better than she knows me.
Well, considering she barely knows you at all, I would imagine you do.
And you know me so well. How?
Let's just say we grew up together.
You're not mistaking me for someone else, right? Or someone. You're not mistaking me for her, are you, Mal?
No.
Do you know her?
How long has Mal been around?
Since I was a little girl.
I've seen her.
Like-
I've also seen you.
Well, as long as we're on the same side, I guess. Clutching his shield a little tighter.
We're here. And the boat kind of comes to a stop. And he leads you up to a similar exit as the one that you came in through. Wait. And he kind of, in like the blink of an eye, it like takes off. And a few moments later, he comes back. We've got a few moments before the spiders come back this way. Let's go. Do you follow?
Yeah, I'll follow him.
Yeah.
So he's leading you down a street. Izzy, I believe you would have spent a fair amount of time here as a child, so you would have recognized this as the area where Glenn and his parents used to live.
Oh, shit.
And as he starts leading you to a building, more and more and more starts coming back, and you realize that he is leading you to the very building that Glenn and his parents used to live in.
Oh, hey, do you know Glenn, or is this a coincidence?
He kind of just keeps walking.
Oh, he's not flying anymore.
Oh no, he came back down when he started leading you.
Okay. I just thought he was a real cool dude and just flew everywhere. I thought that was kind of his shtick, you know? Like he never touches the ground. Is Glenn still around, or?
No.
No, in a bad way?
No, in a he went up against the Mechanist and didn't win type of way.
Oh.
And
Well,
he
hey.
leads you into the building, and so Glenn and his parents lived in like an apartment style building, right? So they didn't like have the whole building. Okay.
Yeah,
Lead
just
you
an apartment. Yeah.
to their apartment
Oh my god.
and opens the door.
Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Me and Glenn hadn't talked in a while before I left, and I don't know. Yeah, I know he was running with some people, and I'll be fine as long as we don't end up seeing anything. He's not in here, right? Or what's left of him, or any of his family members, or anything. You're not leading us to the crime scene, right?
He kind of stops and then all of a sudden just like whirls around, goes boo.
Izzy does scream. I can't scream as loud. The helmet engages. She puts up her shield.
No, there's no one here.
Oh, good. That's great.
Haya's gonna reach out and cast Calm Emotions.
Thanks. Fucking dick, man.
You hear a couple flaps, and Chirp flops over to perch on your shoulder.
Pets him a little bit. I'll be okay, I promise, guys.
No, you're suddenly very calm. You're magically calm.
I'm extremely calm. I think I'm good now.
You are magically incapable of being frightened.
Just a magical anti-anxiety.
Yeah,
Damn, I wish I had that.
Just handed me a Zanny, bro.
yeah. Magical Xanax.
Can I have that in real life?
Not that a prescription. All right, I guess as he goes in and checks out whatever's in here.
So you are in, it kind of feels like an abandoned apartment. There isn't like any like valuables or personal effects left in it. But it doesn't look like there was like a rushed, like running away type of situation. It looked like they moved out. And kind of there's a couple like crates and some rickety chairs, and then like a pile of cloth in the corner where it seems like he was sleeping. But other than that, there's not much here.
Oh, they changed the wallpaper before they moved out. Goes and touches the wall. Why are you camping out in my old friend's apartment, apparently watching me, if I can ask?
Not just you. I've been watching over Glenn's parents, yours. I helped them get out of the city.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Thank you.
In the meantime, can I investigate the room to see if, like, is there anything unusual that I wouldn't have guessed would be in or about a abandoned room?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
I guess just anything out of the ordinary that I wouldn't expect. Wow, that's great.
There is an odd lack of dust in this room, but that's it.
So, Dia, how much do you know of, I guess, us, if you know so much? I'm just confused on this whole situation. And do you know why we're in Highsail? Do you know anything about, I guess, Go ahead.
I didn't sense your presence until you made contact with the mainland. Started walking down toward Highsail. Briefly when apparently you flew over the city on a ship, but...
Do you have the ability to track others?
Only those under my protection.
We are grateful that you are helping us and guiding us. And while you certainly don't owe us transparency, it would be appreciated if you could explain. There is a lot here that has changed, and our mutual friend would appreciate some bearing, I am sure.
He kind of looks at Izzy. You can tell that he kind of has this look of almost guilt behind his eyes when he says, "Eventually, I'll tell you everything, but I can't right now. It's too dangerous."
Well, that's reassuring.
Just trust that though you don't know me very well, I know you, your family, Len, his family, and I'm looking out for you.
Well, it's better than the alternative, I guess.
Right. And in terms of the city and the information about that, I can provide that. It's been some time since you've been back.
So, yeah, any information is appreciated. How did it get this bad?
After the Sundering and Altea fell, the one thing holding the continent together fell apart. The Ecclesia was no more. The government that had sown its political seeds in all the realms of the land was gone in the blink of an eye. A city that was already chaotic turned back to its nature tenfold. The government that had established itself with the help of the Ecclesia was targeted, seen as outsiders, people who didn't understand the needs of the people of Highsail. So there was a purge. All the ministers, except somehow 2, were either killed or forced out of the city. With their influence gone, crime lords took over. Started with hundreds taking over small swaths of territory, and then infighting began. Crime lords became more powerful, took out others, grew their influence in their territory. Now there's maybe 15, most of which are loyal to the Mechanist. Some aren't, but they're not strong enough or numbered enough to do anything. I assume that you are here to help those that want to take him down.
Well, partly. I mean, that's not our direct mission, but that's probably entailed. We've been sent here to establish someone the Ecclesia trusts in charge, but that probably can't happen unless we make some changes first. Do you know?
Wait, the Ecclesia?
No, sorry, the Arcane Assembly. Those guys. We were in Kite Roost for a while, and it was a whole thing. But they sent us here to find someone by the name of Cipher. Do you know them?
I do, actually. She's the leader of the Forsaken, one of the large crime establishments who run the area around the Kobold's Ire. Used to be Len's territory, but power vacuum, I suppose.
What do you think of this person?
I've never found it easy to trust Warforged. They have souls, no one can deny that, but their brains don't work the same way as flesh and blood beings do. Harder to read.
I've been accused of similar. That was a joke. My apologies.
No, I got it. It was funny. I haven't spent a lot of time with, awakened machinery, but I've met a few, and they're not all bad.
No, she's one of the good ones. She is trying to overthrow the Mechanist, but there aren't many other crime lords willing to help.
And she seems not as ruthless as building giants murder spiders to watch the city, or?
Well, I don't think her goal is to become the leader of the city. I think she's just trying to return it to the people. Let them decide what happens to it.
Well, that's a start. Now, it seems that you know of me and others through magical memes. We're not, we have been working with the Arcane Assembly. We're not, searched for by higher-ups around here, are we? No one knows, I guess?
No one's specifically looking for you.
Okay. Well, that's good to hear.
There was chatter, in the... I just realized I said your name.
Yeah, what about him?
There was whispers about someone named Gracia, but seems whoever he was dead now.
What was said about him? What?
He had a book. The Mechanist wanted it.
The Mechanist wants it.
And him, but grunts can't always follow the rules.
Did any word come out about what came of that, or?
No. All we know is the Mechanist sent out to all the crime lords that he would reward anyone who could bring him Gracia and the book. The ones that ended up finding Gracia didn't work for the Mechanist directly and therefore didn't understand the delicacy of the situation.
As he puts her hand on the dagger on a necklace. Yeah. Do they know where the book is now? Has there been any word about it, or?
No, I think they've been discouraged for now, given that the one who went after Gracia was a pretty powerful assassin. Whoever was following them killed him somehow, and that's no easy feat. Not to mention what happened to the orc, we don't know.
Having met the assassin, I'm inclined to agree with you.
You met him?
Well, I thought you knew, but she
I don't know everything.
The helmet disengages because she still had it on after being scared. She points to her eye and says, "They're the ones who did this, and they're the reason I left."
Oh, makes sense now. So you're the one who killed him?
No, we had nothing. Fuck. What the fuck, In character. What the fuck?
Don't get me wrong, I'm impressed.
This is the time.
But I'm surprised it hasn't put a target on your back.
We don't stay in any one place for very long.
No kidding. You've been pretty hard to track. My senses have their limits.
I'm glad they're not looking for the book at least, and I wish there was a safer place to keep it. And I guess as he pulls it out and asks, "Do you know?" When I read it, it didn't seem that astounding. It just seemed like regular research notes. Is there something I missed?
I don't know. I'm not a arcanist. God damn it. I'm an artificer.
Right, which makes it kind of sad that I can't figure out what they want from it, but I'll read over it again. And she puts it back in the bag of holding.
You will remember that it wasn't, I don't know if you would know this.
Remember that it was Miraboria's notes, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't Gracia's to begin
Yeah.
with. Yeah.
Yeah, it was her thing
Yeah.
that he was trying to return to her, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, just making sure I had it all.
I don't know how much he shared with you, but essentially, when he was a child, she gave it to him.
Right. I assume that we can't go to Kobold's Ire tonight, right? It's probably, I guess, it was weird to say closed, but...
No, we'll have to go in the morning. The tunnels don't lead that far.
Right, and probably nobody would be there, I assume, because of the curfew.
Yeah, no one but the overnights. It's supposed to be a big meeting of the minds there tomorrow, though.
Meeting of the whats?
The minds, the crime lords that are working with Cipher.
Oh, got you. I thought you said the mines, like M-I-N-E-S.
Oh, no.
Meeting of the minds.
And that was tomorrow, the meeting of the mines?
Yes. It's a pretty regular occurrence. There are only a few crime lords that can be trusted enough to speak openly about defying the Mechanist.
Do you know any of them specifically? Could we maybe pop in? Is it invite only? BYOB?
Given that they don't know you, probably wouldn't be able to just walk in.
Okay, but I mean, you just said it yourself. We're really cool. That we did kill that assassin guy.
Yeah, well, I'm cool, and even I'm not invited to that party.
Oh, so subject, I get it.
Technically speaking, it's not happening. I only know about it because I do a lot of my own searching and listening.
Right. Well, I mean, if Cipher's gonna be there, I mean, we have to try, right? And looks to Haya and Chatter and everybody. I mean, this could be our chance.
This sounds a tad dangerous.
That has not stopped us before. If we are to succeed in something we all deem to be important, this is probably our best chance.
I don't think we can just stroll in.
Into the tavern you can. It's into the meeting you might not be able to.
I don't know that we need to be in the meeting. We just need to meet with an individual.
How easy is Cipher to spot? I assume they look a little unique, but she could be using something to disguise herself.
He kind of flicks his wrist and produces a minor illusion. And it is of Cipher. Let me get the picture.
Swear to God, if the robot is hot.
It's a prerequisite. Only 60 NPCs.
So, just to clear up on, this isn't how most automatons look, right? Or is this standard?
I mean, most don't even wear, like, the ones that aren't, like, autonomous.
Okay.
And the ones that kind of, like, work for, like, the Artificers Guild.
Right.
And things like that. Don't even wear clothes.
Right. Okay, so this is a very unique...
This is, yeah.
Okay.
Almost as if, like, to hide the fact that she
Right.
is Warforged.
It's not any Warforged I've seen, but definitely harder to pick out from a crowd.
I think that's the point.
Yeah, that's fair. Do we know who built her?
No, not much is known about her.
I would love to pick their brain.
Appeared after the shadows fell.
Well, we'll have to talk deets when we're a little cooler with each other. I would love to see how this was possible. I mean, she looks way more advanced than I've ever seen at the guild.
There's some talk about the fact that they might be creating themselves at this point. Her second in command is just as unique.
That's the coolest thing I've ever heard, and it's scary.
And he produces another.
A second, hotter Warforged.
This one is almost unrecognizable as a Warforged.
Oh shit.
Um,
Oh fuck. Is this Skynet? Duh, 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 duh. Oh, way hotter.
this is Novice.
That's a machine. That's not.
Yes.
I leave for not even a year, and this is possible.
Not only possible, but common. But they all seem to be working together because the only ones I've seen report to Cipher.
That's amazing. I need to go talk to any of them.
Just try not to be too insensitive.
I've
They
never
don't-
been insensitive in my life.
If you talk to them like they're not people,
No, at this point, they're more people than I am.
This is quite astounding.
indeed. But that's about all I know. I don't know who she's meeting.
Hopefully us.
So we know that she frequents Kobold's Ire. I assume not to drink unless they've made mechanical livers while I've been gone.
It's where she does a lot of her business.
Yeah, yeah.
She controls the territory around the tavern itself. The
Okay.
food center.
So, I know that you're not supposed to just go asking around for people. I mean, is there somewhere we can send a letter to? Hey, can we meet up?
I
Maybe
don't
like
have that kind of information.
Ah,
I'm friends with the owners of the tavern. That's the only reason I know this much about her.
so wait, is it still owned by Helen's parents, or
Yes, that's.
and they
basically
know and they know you?
Yes,
Do they know what happened to Helen?
yes.
I'll have to speak with them.
Part of the reason why I think they're so willing to help Cipher. They want justice.
I want to help them get it. I don't like. I mean, Highsail was never a great place to begin with, but at least it was home. This feels much different, and it's very sad being back here while it's like this.
Been a long 4 months.
With as much as we have all changed in this time, I don't know if it was the same. If it would still feel like home.
Yeah, it's just hard to accept, you know? Oh, hey, while I have you here, Dia, what happened to Vendrolia? Is he... I know that he's not really in power as much. Is he still around? I'd like to have some words with him if possible.
If he is, he's licking some crime lord's boots. All the old crime lords have lost power and influence at this point. They were complacent while the Council of Ministers did their worst.
Well, if you see him around, tell him I'm out looking for him. Do it in a creepier way than I just said. I don't know.
I can be quite creepy sometimes.
Yeah, you're pretty good at it.
You know that part where you were talking about not being rude?
Look,
Complimenting someone on being unpleasant is not entirely wise.
oh, you're not unpleasant. It's just you're creepy. You've worked very hard to look like this, I assume, with the points at his outfit.
The word you're looking for was menacing.
Yeah, menace, which you are. I mean, I don't think that was rude. I'm sorry.
Thank you, I guess.
You look like you've tried very hard. I respect it. I couldn't pull it off.
Pretty surprised. More people can pull off a crop top than you'd think.
No, I think it's a confidence thing. I don't think I have it in me.
Catter looks at himself, shakes his head, thinking he would look terrible in a crop top.
Well, you're welcome to stay here for the night.
I was about to ask, is it safe
Later in the
here?
morning. Yes, the spiders are only here to keep people off the streets. As long as you don't go outside, you're fine.
And how capable are those spiders in combat, would you say? Have you seen them in action, or?
Let's just say I wouldn't go up against one willingly. And even the killer of an assassin shouldn't.
Fair enough.
They kill on sight.
Yeah, no, that's enough to keep me away. Is he's gonna kind of look around for a spot to roll out her bedroll and start tinkering with the armor that she's recently made.
Is there a table?
Yeah, there's like a big crate.
Chatter will sit on the crate, and if there's like a window or a door, he'll like crack it open and let Chatter out, or let Sharp outside to, I guess, fly above and just keep an eye out.
Will do. Chatter does like clock quite a few spiders clinking their way about the streets. Seems like they're on a regular patrol at this point.
If we're starting to settle down, then I will go over to Izzy and just sit quietly beside her for a moment.
Hey, what do you think of this whole situation?
I don't know what this town was before. You have said many times that it was not a pleasant place. It seems much less so now, though.
I mean, it wasn't anywhere I would ever want, to live forever, but at least you could live here. Now it seems everything's just wrong.
What does this place hold for you?
Well, I grew up here. It'll always be home. My house is only a couple blocks that way, and points down the street where it all looks the same. Like this, I'll always have a connection here. I remember being with my friend. Well, friend's friend. I had like 3 friends, but still, and you have to understand what I'm saying. I mean, you grew up somewhere, certainly. I hope.
We moved frequently. We were nomads, I guess is the term. There was a place that was home for part of the year, but it does not hold any more significance to me than the brook where my mother taught me about plants, or the first time I felt the connection to existence and everything around me. There's no special place, but I can tell that this place is a special place for you, and therefore that is worth restoring.
Thank you. And it is, as much as it sucks to live here from an outside perspective. I mean, I don't know. To you, I guess home would be more like a feeling. To me, it's this place.
So what must we do?
So many things, and I don't know where to start. It's too much.
It seems as though this person, this automaton, will play a role. That much we know. We can start there. No need to think larger than that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Small steps, I guess.
Focus on what we can control, as little as that might be.
Is Dia in the room with us?
Yeah, he's kind of just sitting in a corner.
Is he still mad dogging me? Is he still staring, or?
You get the sense that he's like kind of not pretending to be asleep, but like got his eyes closed but not sleeping.
Is he like turns and waves at him?
He doesn't respond.
As much as I want to trust, this is like very as quiet as she can be. As much as I want to trust, I don't like being known this well. Seems like a nice guy. It's just scary to have someone know about you and you don't know anything about them.
Their concern for you is genuine. They may not be all they want us to think they are, but there is no malice there. Regret, guilt, but not malice.
Well, I hope your read on him is better than mine. Usually is, though, so I trust you.
The more I am able to see into the future, the more I realize I actually cannot control it. I get a glimpse, a moment. In the past, I thought that would bring clarity. Now I know that it brings more questions, and I understand less by understanding more.
I'm really glad I can't see into the future. That would eat at me.
I think you would do better to interpret it than I do. I see much and understand so little. If I had your insights, your calculation, it might make more sense.
Well, at least we make a good team. Goes to hug him. I'm glad you're here.
The most awkward hug ever.
It's been really tough, but it's nice to have people I can trust. Is Chatter near us, or is he still at the window?
He's sitting on the crate, so if you're near the crate, he'll be like somewhat near you.
That goes for you too, Chatter speaks up. Thank you for coming this far with us. And that goes for you too, weirdly quiet other party members.
Leaf and Jado and Margil all simultaneously nod in silence.
Jado, when'd you get here?
Jado,
Oh yeah, he's gone.
Your dad was
just
sick.
Leave it. Just leave it, Margil.
That got weird.
They're just sitting there in a trance-like state.
So you guys just gonna go to sleep?
Before she sleeps, Izzy's just gonna do some magical chinkering because I keep forgetting I have this. I'm gonna make an object that makes light, of an object that emits noise, and a visual effect. And that I just have those on me right now, so let it be known that I'm not lying when I say I have these. But other than that, yeah, that's it.
Chatter will continue doing a little bit of like wood carving stuff that he usually does in his free time.
All right. Hey there, this is Grimwolf. Thank you so much for watching our video. We truly appreciate it. If you don't want to miss anything, please subscribe and leave a like while you're down there. We post new videos every week. Between our Dungeons & Dragons campaign, video game reviews, and other gaming content, there is something for everyone. See you next week.